Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to model a very simple part in OpenSCAD. I have a buddy that owns a comic book restoration slash collecting business where he basically buys and sells comic books. And he has this special process he uses to press these books. And he needs a corner bracket to go into the edge of the press to hold everything together. So let's get to modeling that. Okay guys, this is what I plan to do. I always start on paper. I'm kind of a dork that way, but I need, basically this is the L bracket raised about 9 millimeters high. It doesn't need to be really high. I prefer it be shorter. And the whole thing is about a 50 by 50 square. So what we do basically is create one square 9 millimeters high and then subtract a portion of a square right here in this piece to give it the 3D corner bracket. So let's get to this, let's get to the computer and get this going in OpenSCAD. Okay guys, I am by no means an OpenSCAD expert, but I have been messing around with it a little bit in the last several weeks. So I have learned a thing or two along the way. So I'm making this video hoping to get some feedback, get some other input. That would be great. First thing I do is I always leave the cheat sheet open. It really helps me in learning the nuances of the code. For example, I forever can't remember if I'm supposed to have this bracket in here when I do a cylinder or when I do a cube. So sometimes I just go back and do a quick check. But really that's pretty simple. So we're going to start with a new file. I have a new file. And if you think back to our dimensions, I think we wanted 50 by 50 as our base. So one thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add a couple of comments in that I've already done. So these are corner brackets for a comic press. We're going to need to subtract a smaller cube from a bigger cube. And before we subtract that smaller cube, we must move it slightly to get the corner bracket built. So basically, we need to offset the square, or the second cube, I should say. So we're going to have two cubes, a base cube and a subtraction cube. We need to offset the subtraction cube to take part of the base cube away, I think is the best place, or the best way to put that. First, these two slashes right here, these are comments. That means kind of like when you're programming, you just put comments in your code so people know what you're doing. It just helps other people figure it out. So the first thing I like to do is set the facets. I don't like things blocky. It shouldn't matter on this one, but I always do this on every one, just to be consistent. I always set it to 100. That's usually good enough for what I want to do. Let's start with the bottom cube. So let's go ahead and put in bottom cube, which will be our base. So we're going to do a cube, parenthesis, bracket, and we're going to do 50, comma 50. That's 50 by 50 by 9. And then we're going to do a bracket and that, and we always end those in a semicolon. So now we can run through here. Oh, looks like I forgot something. Looks like I messed something up. I have a semicolon instead of I have a colon instead of a semicolon. What a knucklehead. Let me fix that. So now let's see what our base cube looks like. There we go. There's our 50 by 50, 9 high base cube. So now we need to subtract another cube right here and leave these corners up. Actually, I think I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to move my cube to a negative side. The way that works is we will have to start with the subtraction. I guess it would be a function. So we need to do a difference. Difference, and then we put our parentheses, and then we start off with a squiggly. So that means everything inside those squiggly brackets is part of the difference. Another way the difference works is it will subtract anything we put below the base cube will get subtracted from the base cube. So first thing we need to do with our new cube, remember we want to move it so we are left with corner brackets. So to move it, we got to do a translate. And then let's see, we want that to be, let's go -1, -1, and we're going to make it on the third Z or high. So that'll come back this way, -1, -1, I'm sorry, -1, -1, and then it's going to start at 3 tall on the Z side. So if you think of these as coordinates like X, Y, and Z, that's all we're dealing with here. X, Y, Z. So let's put our bracket close. Now this is where I always get tripped up. Do I need a semicolon here or not? I don't. So I'm starting to learn it. So next we need to figure out what size of cube that we want to subtract from this one. We know we want it to be smaller, and we're already moving it over. So let's take a cube size. Let's see what this looks like. Cube. Let me get my bracket. Let's go 48x, because that'll be a little smaller than 50. 48y, and 10 tall. And this is the way I do it. I always, don't forget that semicolon. I always make it a little bit taller than the regular cube, the base cube, I'm going to call it, just to make sure it cuts out everything in between it. Oh, and then to close this out, we need our bracket right here, squiggly bracket from the difference. Now, I could comment that maybe a little better by saying subtraction cube right here, but let's see if this works first. Hey, look at that. Perfect. This is actually exactly what we want. These are our brackets right here. This will slide in perfect for what he has. So let's go ahead and save this, and then we'll get to the printer. But like I said, real quick, before we get to the printer, take a look and see where you can comment to make it better. So this is bottom cube. So like this one, let's put a comment in. Move subtraction. I'm just going to put sub because I'm typing one-handed and holding the mic with another. Sub cube. And you guys don't want to sit and watch me type. And this one is sub cube. So there we go. Now, anybody reading this should be able to figure out what we've done. Really, for something real basic like this, it's just moving things on the coordinates and getting them to lay fine. So, all right, let's get these babies printed and see what it looks like. Okay, guys, real quick before we get to the printer, I forgot to tell you, you have got to render this thing first, and you do that by clicking that one, and then you've got to export that as an STL. And I've already exported that as an STL, but that's what you click to export it. And you save that off. And then we're going to open it, and I already had it open once, so I'm just going to open it there. I would have tried to print 2 of these at once, so I've already got move selected right here, so I'm just going to move it around on my build plate, and then I'm going to right click this and I'm going to multiply selected, and I'm going to make 1 copy, and there I have 2. Let's look at the different angles. Everything looks good. So this is what my build plate of my printer looks like. So those are going to fit fine. So I'm going to print 2 at a time. I'm going to slice that. It's going to tell me it's going to take 2 hours and 7 minutes, which is probably wrong. It'll probably take longer, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save that out to my SD card on my printer, and now we will go to the printer. Okay, guys, comic corner brackets are going down in black PLA. I've had some problems with this PLA in the past, so let's see how these turn out. Right now they've been going for 51 minutes, including the raft/brim. About, what, a quarter of the way done? So we'll see if these really take 4 hours or not. Okay guys, there's the problem. You'll see when it comes up right there. See that curling? I always get curling with this filament. Usually don't with any other filament, but this black one does. But they're still going down pretty good. Luckily, most of that's on the raft/brim area, so I think we're okay. Bracket's still going down. We'll check back in a bit. Alright guys, it's getting close to done. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. Still got some curling back there on that side, but I think it's gonna turn out okay. Okay guys, they're done. I'm gonna peel them off the board and I'm gonna remove the raft and we'll take a closer look at them. Okay guys, there they are. Turned out pretty good. Let's see if I can turn it so you can see. Just like the picture there. So he's going to slide his pieces in here and have them stick. Just to kind of hold everything in one spot as he's doing a press. All the layers, keep them intact. So I think that's a success. That's how I basically turned a digital file into a physical object with OpenSCAD. More of this stuff to come. This was a very basic, simple one. I have some others in the works and we'll share those later. Hey guys, that's all we have for today. Thanks for watching. I know that was a real basic OpenSCAD beginner tutorial, I guess, the way I made something for a buddy. But I'm gonna make more and more of these. They're gonna get more advanced. Here's a sneak peek at one I am working on now. More on that to come later. I'm hoping to spend a lot more time using OpenSCAD to make parts of my own. Every time I get something that'll be kind of cool that I learn new, I think I'm gonna throw it up there and make a video about it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.